August 19th, August 2019, 2019. And a lot of these technologies that I believe are being used in earnest against me and other people like me. See how that off there? It shows like I don't know what happened here. Let's put this down. Look how slow this is. Now it's going to be like the slowest thing on the planet. It's going to take people. Anyway, it's apparently a lot of these things that all these technologies that are being used. Again, my speech is doubled, like doubled out this, that. Duh. You gotta love these people and how creative they are in causing the debilitation of the human body. These are people, be careful, they're gonna become your leaders of tomorrow. They will squash you like bugs if you let them. The criminals of today want to become the leaders of tomorrow. Because control, that's not gonna happen. There is a loving and kind God. This is not going to happen. It cannot happen. It cannot happen. Because they're hacking extensively and they're hacking with everybody these. What they're doing, one of the things, taking a person's life, including their assets, and giving it to a so-called future leader of tomorrow. Have the person basically homebound so that they do a lot of interactions with other people so that nobody knows who they are. They have a shitload of assets, shitload of creativity, and everything they say and do now is going to be like a detriment to them. So they will gang stalk them, have them talking crazy, all kinds of bad shit. Because they know that what's going to happen. I believe that this part where the batshit crazy comes, they have me do when they realize it's not going to be that easy. It's not going to be that easy to take identity. Or if somebody else comes up and say, well, this was their life, it's going to be a no-no. Now think what I'm telling you. I'm just one person. This is just a theory, but it's a theory that can be implemented and analyzed. You have a person with assets, you have a person with creativity, a person with logic, a person who does not know what they cerebrally are capable of. They don't know what they're cerebrally capable of, or creatively capable of. So is they keep them indoors, and then they have a person being groomed now, basically like the Manchurian Candidate, to take the place, like a replica of that person. So these technologies tend to get into the person secluded their whole life for some asshole, because if you got to do this to get into a position of power, you do not deserve it. You don't get to be a leader of tomorrow. You can't lead shit. You spend time just trying to control people and hold them back. You don't lead. You're an asshole and a follower. Let somebody else who is capable, who has humanity's best interest at heart, at the very minimum, 10%. As they say, when Abraham bargained with God for Sodom and Gomorrah, he said, if there are 10 righteous men or 10 righteous people lived in the cities, would you spare it? He said, yes. Almighty God said, yes. 10 people. He went from 50 to 10. I didn't know that until recently. And I read the Bible before with the Jehovah's Witnesses. I was once a practicing witness. And somehow that eluded me. I remember that. So, with that said, with that, it's like 10%. A person with 10% humanity's best interest at heart, 10% is better qualified than these people by a million miles. So this technology would. Okay. What he did was something that your voice, your inner voice, like almost a thought. I don't know if it's a thought or where this device is going. He said, "Yes, it's true. Kapoor's new wearable device system can detect what you're saying when you're talking to yourself, even if you're completely silent and not moving your mouth." Now think about it. Think about it. It simply means that if this device can be made into nano, can be condensed to nano, what is it? What's the word? Nano components, or become the size of nanos, right? When I say nano, I mean small, tiny, maybe even something you could inject under the skin or something, or inject into the throat. Now, they might be having these as well. They would do this to them. Now, this is a whole, we're talking about not something that they're doing on the weekends. This is how these people live their lives. This is how they live their lives. They live their lives in a sense of doing this almost to the point where they become this, become these people. So it's not a night. This is like their whole way of life now. This is, they live their life from this, wanting to be these technologically advanced assholes, basically. Not this guy, but the people who would abuse these technologies. They would put it into your throat, so even if you're thinking yourself or having a thought, basically, because you're not vocalizing it, but it's playing back of your, so they can hear it. They will accuse you while you were talking to them. Not really. See, this technology involves a system of sensors that detects the minuscule neuromuscular signals sent by the brain to the vocal cords and muscles of the throat and tongue. These signals are sent whenever we speak. That's one of the reasons they must have me wearing these masks all the time. They want to have something in their mouth. I'm the one doing the talking. I don't know why. Even if we speak to ourselves, silently, even if we make no sounds. The device needs the signals through an AI, which reads them and turns them into words. The user hears the AI responses through a microphone that conducts sound through the bones of the skull and ear, making them silent to others. Users can also respond out loud, making artificial voice technology. Okay. The device reads the signals through an AI, which feeds them and which reads them through and turns them into words. The user hears the AI's responses, which means if you have two of these devices and two people are wearing them, there can be a form of interchangeable communication between them, and nobody else can hear what you're saying but the two of you. This is what I was waiting for. See, this technology is real. Nobody can tell me now it doesn't exist. It exists. He's always saying cite your sources. Well, let him look it out himself. It's the Smithsonian Magazine student. It's very slow. Another one here I was looking for is this. Lasers can send audio message directly to one person's ear. The one thing I was looking for here is to a target person who is standing 2.5 meters away. The researchers used a laser beam to transmit a sound at 60 decibels. The second technique modulated the power of the laser beam to encode a message, which produced a quieter but clearer result. The team used it to beam music, recorded speech in various tones, all at conversational level. This can work even in a relatively dry conditions, because almost always a little water in the air, especially around people. In theory, the technique could be used to direct its message to a single person at range without any receiving equipment. Think about this. Boom! See, they have to back off with this now. This technology exists, and this is since 2019. The team plans to get the technique to all ranges. Even to being used or spying purposes, and of course also ever-present spectrum of super advertising. Take off the advertising, super targeted individual. They're targeting individuals. Now you people might have known, why is this guy telling me cite my sources? The technology exists. The next thing, the question is why me, and why the people, those of us who are being targeted, why us? Why us? Why us? What makes it from the general population or the rest of the population? Don't know. Anyway, I wanted to share with you.